This is Judge Joe Brown, and we're listening to We All Be News. News-free Dixie for the 21st century.
Introducing our special guest right now is Joshua DuVoy. He's founder of Value Partnerships, an organization which works to build grassroots partnerships and advocacy campaigns to advance goals and mobilize customers, constituencies, and audiences worldwide. Previously, Joshua led the White House Office of Faith-Based and Neighborhood Partnerships in President Obama's first term and was called the President's Pastor-in-Chief by Time magazine. He managed the federal government's partnerships with faith-based and other non-profit organizations on a range of critical policy issues, from responsible fatherhood to anti-human trafficking to religion in foreign affairs. Joshua helped structure the federal government's multi-million-dollar Responsible Fatherhood program and created new programs with faith-based communities on workforce development, public school partnerships, and other issues. Joshua is the best-selling author of The President's Devotional, a compilation of the devotionals he sent President Obama each morning, which the President has said means the world to him. Joshua graduated from Boston University, where he was an associate pastor in a small church, and Princeton University, and originally hails from Nashville, Tennessee. Joshua now lives in Washington, D.C. with his wife, Michelle. Please now welcome Joshua to the podium.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon, everyone. Such an honor to be here, and happy birthday, Asala. I know we have just turned 100, but I promise you don't look a day over 25. So it is such a pleasure to be here with you and really to introduce this very special speaker. It has been an honor to work with LeVar Burton and the History Channel and A&E networks on the remake of Roots, which you're going to hear about in just a bit. But honestly, I feel like I met LeVar a long time ago, even though we've just recently begun to work together. We have a very celebrity-driven culture, don't we, just as a nation? And most of our celebrities are defined by things like how many followers they have on Twitter and their ability to generate news with their controversy and so forth. But there are precious few people in the public square, celebrities as it were, who are defined by their ability to expand our consciousness and remind us of what it means to be human and why we're here on this earth. It sounds very grand, but in so many ways, that is what LeVar Burton has done, and that is who he is and has been over the course of his career. Think about it. I mean, with Kunta Kinte and Roots, it was, yes, up until those moments when folks were gathered together around their television sets, for far too many people, slavery was either an abstraction or something as black folks that we were deeply ashamed about and didn't really want to talk about it. I remember my great-grandmother share what it was like for her to see him on the television screen for the first time and realize that although we were in this terrible moment and an expansive period as a people and as a country, he still had courage and pride and hope. And that shifted not only our consciousness as a community, but the broader nation as well. And then you look at what he did in other projects. The STEM field is very hot these days, right? STEM and STEAM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and you add arts and get STEAM. But for my generation, LeVar was our first STEM advocate through Star Trek. Geordi, remember Geordi, Lieutenant Colonel Geordi? we were able to look and see that it was possible to be a black man, but also deeply immersed in science and technology. And then you look at the impact that he has had on literature and on literacy. There are two people in the last 50 years that have had an outsized impact on how and why we read. The first, I think, is Miss Oprah Winfrey through her book club, right? And the second is LeVar Burton through Reading Rainbow. Again, for my generation, for millennials, the reason why so many of us are passionate about reading, which allowed us to expand our horizons in so many ways, because LeVar sparked that passion within us through his work on Reading Rainbow. Again, over and over again, he's chosen the types of projects that don't just advance his own platform or station in the world, but expand our ability to see the world for what it really is and remind us of why we're human and why we're on this earth. And so when he says he is going to partner with the History Channel and A&E to remake Roots, we better pay attention, amen? Friends, let's give a warm, a solid welcome to LeVar Burton. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua, very much. I am humbled, really, by that introduction. I've been enormously lucky in my life. I recognize that I am indeed one of the lucky ones. I was raised in a household where reading was like breathing. My mother, Irma Jean Christian, and whenever I get an opportunity to speak my mother's name in front of people, I do. Irma Jean Christian, she is the reason I am the man I am today. And Irma Jean, yes, that's true. In Irma Jean's household, you either read a book or you were hit in the head with one. She really didn't care. You got to choose. But you were going to have an encounter with the written word. My mother was an English teacher and was my first teacher, and instilled in me a lifelong love of not just the written word, but storytelling. Roots in 1977 was my first job as an actor. How many of you were old enough to have seen Roots? I'd say we had 12. How many of you have children or grandchildren who have yet to see Roots for the first time? Enough of you to validate why it is important. In fact, essential, that in this particular juncture of the life and history of this nation, we revisit this story. It has been said that those who forget the past are what? Condemned to repeat it. The story of Alex Haley and Alex's family is not just the story of his family singularly. It is our common story in America, for white folks as well as for people of color. And in 2017, we are going to retell Roots for this new generation, for the children and grandchildren who have yet to connect with this part of our past. I am excited to share with you that we have found a remarkable young man to play Kunta Kinte. His name may not be familiar to you now, Malachi Kirby, but it will be in the months and years to come. I am happy to say that we have secured the services of the very talented Forrest Whitaker to play fiddler. Kizzy will be played by Anika Noni Rose. And the role of Alex Haley will be undertaken by none other than my good friend and brother, Mr. Lawrence Fisher. Roots, when it airs, y'all, will be broadcast by our friends and partners at the networks of A&E, which means that when we premiere in 2017, it will be broadcast simultaneously on Arts and Entertainment, on History, and on Lifetime. in an attempt to really create an opportunity for America to sit and watch the story together. We are doing 8 hours, 4 consecutive nights of programming, and we are telling the story as best as we are able in those 8 nights. It was 12 hours originally, and we think we can tell a compelling story and do the story justice in 4 nights of television. So I am here today to ask for your help. This is my first encounter with A.L.L, and as a student of history, as a follower of that which has come before, and someone who honors our past in the knowledge that unless we honor the past here in the present, we cannot achieve a good future. I invite you to join with us over the next several months in making the way ready for America to experience once again this story, as Alex said in the title of his book, Roots, the Saga of an American Man. It is our story, and I look forward to sharing it with you in 2017.